Hey YouTube, Tasty Classic 7 here, back here with another video. Like I promised you guys, the draft lottery was going to be in its own separate video. And the reason why I did this was because I did not want to show the draft lottery live. And if you think it's because I rigged it, that's the exact reason why I did not want to show it live. Um, I wanted to have it to where some of the top picks, specifically the Celtics and the Lakers, had the top picks in this year's NBA draft, like how they did in real life. And for those who think that the NBA draft lottery is not rigged, you are completely wrong. For me to get this set up the way it is, it took me at least 7, 8 tries. No more than 10 though. Like it's like a 1 in 10 chance where I would get both the Celtics and the Lakers in the in the top 3 of the lottery. Um the Celtics popped up here a couple times. Mostly it was the Suns was up there a lot. The Hornets, who had the one of the worst records, if not the worst record, they popped up there a lot. The Timberwolves popped up there a couple times, but I saw once I got these 3 teams up there, I definitely wanted to um, make sure that I went with this draft lottery. Guys, there's not going to be much that I'm going to rig within my within this series, but I wanted to make sure since the draft lottery happened already, it happened um, during the NBA playoffs. I wanted to make sure that the draft lottery was somewhat like how it was in real life, like I said. And I think it's perfect that the Heat is the second team or is a team that's up there as well, because the way it's kind of designed is, it's those upper echelon teams. It's those teams that, you know, people have are under the impression that are, those teams that are always good, those staples in the NBA. And that's kind of how I want um this series to go. I kind of want these top teams to stay at the top. I don't want a completely random my GM, which I know is going to get random. And this is going to be the only um, draft that I would quote unquote rig. But like I said, the only reason why I wanted to rig this one specifically was because the draft lottery happened already. If it didn't happen already and it was coming up, then I would have just had it play out however it played out the first time. But since we know the Lakers and the Celtics both had top picks in this draft, even though I think the Celtics ended up trading theirs away to Philly or something like that, I definitely wanted to, like I said, have it similar to what we saw in the real life NBA. So we have the Clippers. Surprisingly, the Clippers are probably going to be a pretty decent team in this my GM as well as the Trailblazers. Like there's definitely going to be some pretty decent teams next year. A team that I'm kind of really wanting to see how they grow, like I said, is the 76ers, since they don't have that top pick that they would have originally had in this draft. Like how they had in real life. I kind of want to see how they're gonna grow in what aspects and where they're gonna get better at. Because you see, they have 2 players that they're gonna be picking from in this year's draft at pick 20 and pick 24. So I'm kind of curious of which way that they go with those. As you see, we're picking number 9, so we'll probably be able to find a pretty decent talent at the ninth spot if I end up keeping my draft pick. Um, who else do we have up here? The Kings got a couple picks in the lottery, so that's a team that I kind of want to see because they're the worst team, statistically in the league in terms of all the players that they have on their team collectively. So I kind of want to see what they're gonna do as this my GM progresses. The Celtics, I definitely want to see what they're gonna do since they have a top pick. Are they gonna keep this top pick, or what are they gonna do with that? The Suns is another team I'm looking forward to seeing what they do, as well as the Timberwolves. Really, all the young teams in the West. I kind of want to see how the game and how the other AI teams are going to try to combat what's going on in Golden State. So I think that's gonna be a pretty cool dynamic um to the game. So that is the draft lottery. Let's see if there's anything else that I want to review before I end this video. Let's see. We got another cutscene or something, it looks like. Contract expire. In my opinion, we could find a more talented replacement if we replace him. So this is the beginning of the staff signings. So we're gonna go through here and see what coaches we're gonna pick up. Are we gonna keep Jeff Hornacek? Are we gonna look for a better talent? Maybe a more promising talent, but that is not as talented as a coach as Jeff Hornacek, but we might be able to do something with them. Let's see. Not sure if I want to replace him yet, so I'm gonna say need more time. But to be honest, he probably will end up being replaced. Just to be honest with you guys. So staff signings, draft combine, all this stuff. I'll probably do this staff signings maybe in one video. The draft combine pre-workouts. I'll probably just have recaps of that stuff. I don't really think it's gonna be anything that's too crazy in there. And I definitely want to show how the players in this year's draft fared in college. I don't know if I can do that from this, and I don't know if I had already reviewed that already within the last season, which I didn't do yet. I want to see how those rookie players performed, like I said, on the college stage and everything that went down there. So this is the third installment of my GM mode. Stay tuned because the NBA draft is coming up very soon, and that's kind of what I'm looking forward to in terms of this off season. That's the next big thing I'm looking forward to. Staff signings is pretty cool, re redesigning your team from the top down. Not just the players, but the players, the personnel that's going to be interacting with these players the most. So, like I said, this my GM thing definitely a very cool mode that I wish I would have gotten to sooner, but better late than never. KC Classic 7 signing out.